like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
This was arguably the best opening of all of Boruto. First things first, I want to get this out of the way. A lot of people said that they don't necessarily like the music. In my opinion, I rarely watch the opening, so I'm really just looking at the visuals. So if you guys like to watch the opening a lot, of course the music might be a little bit bad for some of you guys, but I personally do not care. The things that we did see in this opening was absolutely insane, and we're just gonna hop into exactly what we did see. Now, first things first, I do want to point this out. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this video, so if you guys don't necessarily want to get spoiled about the upcoming series, about a lot of the characters in this actual opening, I highly recommend you guys skip it because I'm gonna be talking about everything. But into the actual opening. Now, first things first, we see Kawaki. Now, this is the character that we've all been waiting for. We finally get to see Iwabe without his hat on. Of course, I'm joking, but this right here caught everybody off guard. No one really expected Kawaki to be in this opening. A lot of people automatically understood that the Kata organization were going to be in the opening mail because we got to see some spoiler images before the opening actually came out. But Kawaki being in the opening was absolutely insane. Not only because Kawaki is like this mythical creature in the Boruto anime as of right now, but just because of the fact that we don't necessarily expect Kawaki to be in the anime anytime soon. Like, if we think about it, you know, we're talking about the manga, we have to get through multiple chapters and then enter the Owl arc, and then afterwards we'll get to see Kawaki. But we're not going to get to see Kawaki. Like, if the Boruto anime were to go like balls to the wall straight anime adaptation, we could possibly expect to see Kawaki at the end of 2020, and that's just being optimistic. In my opinion, I think we're probably going to get to see Kawaki in 2021, and I know that sounds extremely far away, but when we talk about the anime adapting the Boruto manga, that right there is extremely close. So just for Kawaki to be in the opening was definitely an eye-opener for me. I really hope that means that the Boruto anime does want to introduce Kawaki very, very soon. Now, what we did see was Kawaki pretty much destroying the Hidden Leaf Village. That right there in itself is absolutely insane, man, because Kawaki, we understand the first time that we did see him was when the Hidden Leaf Village was completely destroyed. Now, 9 times out of 10, if the Hidden Leaf Village is in fact going to be destroyed in the future, this is not how it's going to be destroyed. Kawaki's not just going to raise his hand and the whole Hidden Leaf Village is going to be destroyed like that. I think it would be a lot more intricate and a lot more complex for Kawaki to do something like that. But this just signifies what Kawaki's impact on the village is going to be in the future, or his possible impact, man, because we did see something later on in the opening that did kind of refute this. But regardless, in the next couple of scenes, what we did see is like very, very similar visuals from previous Naruto openings, and a lot of people have been talking about this on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube. A whole lot of people have been talking about this, how they pretty much copy and pasted a lot of scenes from the old Naruto openings. And I want to point this out, that is definitely not a bad thing in my opinion. Of course, I feel like they're just tugging on the strings of nostalgia, but I feel like in something like this, in an opening where a lot of people do want to see how the old generation compares to the new generation, and that not necessarily affecting the actual plot or the storyline of the Boruto period, I think it's kind of cool. It just makes us think back to the past a little bit. Now, the next best thing that we did see in the opening was Boruto activating his Karma Seal. Now, one thing I do want to point out, this right here was the pseudo Karma Seal, the Karma Seal that we did see in the last episode of Boruto. I think the reason why they did this is mainly because they don't necessarily want to spoil everything for us in this opening. Now, of course, they spoiled a lot of things for us, but regardless, they put the pseudo Karma Seal into the opening mainly because we already seen like the pseudo Karma Seal in the actual Boruto anime, so it wouldn't necessarily be too crazy of a spoiler. But regardless, we did see a lot of spoilers in this episode. Now, this could possibly mean that Boruto is going to have that Karma Seal pop up a lot more in the future, and this right here could possibly be a big problem for Boruto. I spoke about this in like my previous 2 videos, and I really do think in the upcoming arcs, Boruto is probably going to have that same Karma Seal pop up, and it's probably going to paralyze him for like a couple of seconds, and it might be in a very dire situation where they actually do need Boruto to do something and not just be completely paralyzed. But the Karma Seal is going to pretty much mess Boruto up. Now, the next frames, we finally get to see the Kata organization, and that right there was absolutely insane. I covered this scene a lot in the video I did previewing the actual opening mail because that was one of the frames that actually did leak, and this right here was absolutely insane to me. I really didn't expect it. And now I understood that the Kata organization were going to be in the previous episode 151, but for them to be in the opening, that right there was absolutely insane. And it's not just about them actually being in the opening, it's just about how open and revealing they were about the Kata organization in this opening. We'll get into that when they are shown a lot more. But regardless, the next scene that we did see was an absolute insane scene that I didn't really think that we were going to get in the opening. Now, this scene right here is about Kawaki. Now, we already seen Kawaki in the opening, but this right here is like some backstory with Kawaki that is deep, way deep into the Boruto manga that I didn't really expect us to see in the opening mail because I didn't even expect us to see Kawaki in the first first place. Not only are we getting to see Kawaki, but we're also getting to see the backstory of Kawaki, which is like chapters and chapters ahead. Now, I highly doubt, I mean 1000% doubt that we're gonna get to see this actually be adapted into the Boruto anime while this opening is running, unless they run the opening for like a year, because I strongly doubt that the Boruto anime is going to be moving this quickly in terms of adapting the Boruto manga. This particular scene is when Kawaki was actually being given the karma seal, and Jigen had multiple children in like these test tubes, and the reason why all the other ones are red is because they all died, and the Kawaki was like the last person, or he was the second to last person to actually be experimented on, and he actually got the karma seal. When I tell you guys, I was absolutely shocked. Like, I really can't even put it into words how shocked I was. I'm like, why are they even showing this to us? Now, don't get me wrong, I was completely happy, but I was just confused, like, why are they showing this to us so early? Now, I really hope, if there is a scintilla of a chance, I think it's no way in hell, but if there is a scintilla of a chance that we get all of this content in like the next 6 months, I will be over the moon excited. I'll be absolutely excited. But judging by the next couple of episodes that we did see in the Boruto spoilers, I really don't see it. But hey, I will be super happy if that is the case, and that is the pacing of the Boruto anime. Now, in the next scene, what we do see is more detail about the Kado organization. We see Jigen at first, and then we see Delta, and then we see Boro, then we see Amado, and finally we see Kashin Koji. Now, oh my god, this right here is like almost too much in my opinion. As I said before, I'm overall happy. This right here is arguably the best opening that we did see in all of Boruto thus far. Matter of fact, let me just stop. In terms of plot wise, this is the best opening that we've seen in all of Boruto. For the anime onlys out there, I'm pretty sure you guys heard this phrase a lot when people do refers to the Kado organization. They are like the new Akatsuki, but for the manga readers out there, we know they are extremely different from the Akatsuki. Their timeline and the way they go about things are completely different. Now, the next frame right here, this right here was extremely controversial, man, because there are 8 people in total. Now, what we know is that there's 7 inner members of the Kado organization. I personally believe that what we do see is 6 inner members right here, which is going to be Jigen, Delta, Kashin Koji, Amado, Boro, Code, and the 2 outer members that we did see up until this point, which is Ao and Garo. Now, I might have said Garo's name wrong, man, because he was only like 1 or 2 chapters, but as of right now, I think those are the characters on the screen in this screenshot. It could definitely be a lot more characters associated with the Kado organization, and because of that, I can't necessarily say it for certain, but the characters that we did see a lot in the Boruto manga thus far, those are the 8 characters associated with the Kado organization, a mixture of the inner and the outer members of the Kado organization. Now, there was a screenshot last week that did release where it showed Shikadai getting completely punched out by a hand and an arm, and we heavily speculated that right there could have possibly been Boro, mainly because the arm matched Boro's arm. Now, in this opening, we got completely bombarded by fighting scenes with Genin versus the Kado organization. Now, of course, I do want to point this out. This right here is just for show. This should not be taken for power scaling at all, minimum, because one member of the Kado organization might destroy all of them if we exclude Team 7. You can kind of compare it to the opening back when Boruto visited the Mist Village, and we've seen Boruto fighting 1v1 versus Kagura, even though we all understood that Boruto was no match for Kagura. If they were to fight 1v1, Kagura probably wiped the floor with Boruto. Kagura at that point was a Chunin, literally training to become the next Mizukage, and Boruto was still in the academy. It's just amazing seeing the Kado organization battle against all these characters. Like, we see Boro, we see Delta clash with Sada. Even though the Hidden Leaf Genin aren't really doing anything, it was just still amazing just to see them interact with the Kado organization, just see what the Kado organization's tendencies might actually be. And at the end of everything, we see Boruto with, of course, the huge Rasengan. Now, this right here, it looked a lot like it's like Dragon Ball Z-ish. Thing with Dragon Ball Z is that they have their blast and they actually alter the earth. I personally think that this is like one of the first times that we actually seen a jutsu from a ninja that, you know, you pan out and then you actually see the earth be kind of disformed. I absolutely love it, but realistically, we understand that this right here most likely is not going to be the strength of Boruto. This happened before in previous openings where Boruto uses his Rasengan and it just creates a huge blast wave, and we never really see it in the anime. So I understand that this right here is really just for entertainment purposes. And at the end, we see Boruto sitting down and Kawaki just walks right over him, and then everything in the Hidden Leaf Skyleaf Village comes back into place, and then we see Kawaki and Boruto standing together, standing in the sun, which was an absolute amazing way to end the opening, which was definitely an amazing opening overall. But let me know what you guys think about this opening in the comment section below. As I said, in my opinion, it's definitely the best opening that we did see of Boruto, especially plot-wise, man, because they showed us everything. They showed us things that we didn't even need to see, things that wasn't even necessary, things I don't even think that we're gonna get to see in the next 6 months of the Boruto anime, but things that we are super excited to see. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Give me your opinions about the Kado organization. Let me know what you guys think. It's me, your boy Baara, and we out.
It's a knife.